Hello Libra, welcome back to my channel if you're a returning subscriber. If you're new, thank you for coming. It's a general reading. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, let's see what's in cards for you. I normally pull out 3 areas of interest, 3 houses of interest, and then we go from there. I've got the 9th house. This is all about higher education. It's also about intuition, faith, law, teaching, public relations, publishing. It's also the house of international travel or long distance travel, or any kind of adventure and exploration. Let's see what comes up for you. Chiron healing. Let's get a goddess card. It's way too many cards. Let's see if we can get just a few less. Vesta. So we've got Vesta and then we've got Chiron coming in there for you. Let's get another house card. Seventh house, the house of partnerships. This can be love related or it can be business related as well. So like a partnership. Moon, so some emotional situations going on there. Perhaps emotions are high. Moon always represents your moods and your habits as well, your emotional life in general, where you go to be happy as well. Mother Earth. So it looks like you may need to just ground yourself a bit at this time. We've got 12th house. 12th house is coming up quite a bit for in the readings this month. 12th house is the house of the unconscious. I'll put that on the bottom. It's your unconscious life. That's your 12th house. We've got lunar eclipse, so some sort of shift going on there. Bottom of the deck we have Sun Spirit, lovely card to be having. So some optimism to be had there. Let's do a final goddess card. Okay, we've got Sich, quiet time. Bottom of the goddess deck is Damara, guiding children. So this can be about accessing your inner child and everything to do with that. So perhaps you've had some wounding or some sort of issues coming in to do with that. And it's about going inward to deal with those things, especially if you've got your 7th house coming in and your 12th house. Because the 12th house deals with everything in the unconscious, which rules about 90% of your life. So your 12th house is everything to do with your inner programming, your things that you've picked up from your parents, from your environment, from past lives, and so on. So it's everything to do with that. Your 12th house. It's also your psychic life, and it's where you go to reflect and to for seclusion, for solitude. So everything to do with that. And if you've got some inner child wounds or things that occurred during your childhood which you haven't dealt with, then they could be coming up, and it can be affecting your partnerships, your relationships. Your 7th house is everything to do with your relationships. So and because you've got moon soul, their moon is all about the emotions. So there may be some deep-seated situations which are now starting to bubble up, especially with lunar eclipse. That's a bubbling up. And if you want to move forward in your relationships, if you want to make progress with that, you have to deal with the inner child wounds. You have to let your inner child out so that you can air those issues. And you may be able to air them with your partner, because everybody has inner child things that they need to deal with, or just to listen to the inner child. Especially if the inner child has been stifled or has been put down in some way or ignored. It's like ignoring a part of yourself. You can't do that if you want to grow, if you want to give yourself fully in a relationship, if you want to be healthy in your internal self. And so everything to do with your inner child could very well be coming up. But with Damara guiding children, it's saying you are good at helping, counseling and healing children. Use your skills to help children now. So this could also be relating to your own children. You may, to any children that are around you at this time. So you've got the 9th house. If you are a teacher, then it could be other children that you're in contact with, or it could be your own children. And your children could be apart from you. There could be some distance from you as well. And this is why you've got Chiron healing here, which is about healing old wounds. So think about that. See how that comes out for you. But with the guiding children, this is also about connecting to your own children. Perhaps you need to spend time with them, and perhaps they need guidance and assistance, or some sort of just a solid shoulder or a solid person around them. You don't have to be judging or necessarily advising, but just there, just that solid comforting presence can help a child, or can help an older child, or even an adult child. So it's somebody related to you, somebody that's close to you. You just may be in a position to assist them in some way with whatever is coming up. So use your skills, use your wisdom, your experience, and your balancing nature, and your ability to mediate, to negotiate, to find the middle path, which is very much a Libra trait. Okay. The sort of negotiation and no confrontation, finding the middle path. Librans make excellent politicians. They can see how things move, how things are unfolding. So that could very well be your situation. Or, as I said, it could be children in your environment, but it could also be that this could be part of a profession for you. So maybe this is something that you've enjoyed in the past, or something you would like to do now. Perhaps you're training up for it because you've got the 9th house, which is about higher education and adult education. Perhaps you're wanting to do something about that now. Perhaps you're wanting to work with children in some way, shape or form. And this is letting you know that you have got the abilities, you have got the wisdom. And, children, there are many children out there who really desperately need guidance and assistance, and just that comforting, nurturing presence around. And so, especially if you're dealing with your own childhood wounds, you can translate that into teaching for others. You can really meet others on that level where you understand the pain, you understand the situations, and you can assist them through it. So very much an important aspect, depending on which children are around you. But as I said, it could be inner child. You may be doing it simultaneously. You may be dealing with your own inner child wounds. This is feelings of rejection, abandonment. any kind of betrayal even that you may have experienced as a child, or you've come into this lifetime with, so there's never been resolved. Anything around that, you've got to deal with it yourself, but at the same time you can help others through the same thing. And sometimes actually that is your greatest healing tool, is to actually help others with the same sorts of things that you have experienced yourself. So take that as it resonates. And going with that, we've got the Sun Spirit card. It's a beautiful card. This is a very warm, very loving, very charismatic, very optimistic, and kind of being in the spotlight. So this could go very well with this card about the children's situation. Perhaps you are in a position, really seems to me that you're in a position to influence a great many people, or a great many around you at this time, whether that's your children or people in your family. You've got the home card here, so you're in a position to be very influential at this time. But it can also be that you're in the spotlight in some way, so some sort of almost like rising to notoriety, or some kind of fame, or or the spotlight is on you in some way. And it's also that beautiful energy, that radiance, charisma, some sort of ability to help or to project that sunniness, that lovely warmth and creativity, and that childlike connection as well, because that does come out. It's to look at life in that way, to be enthusiastic, to be in the moment. And the Sun card is very much about that. It's about projection of that beautiful Sun spirit. It's a very optimistic card. It's a very good card. It's a very good omen. It's positive karma. Lots of beautiful things come with the Sun card. It's like the sun is shining on you, or your path, or what it is that you're doing in your life. In some way it's shining on you, and it's your time to shine. It's your time to step up and show the world what you're made of. So this could very well be to do with your child skills or some other area of your life, but it's certainly and certainly with the 12th house, you could very well be tapping into with the 12th house, that's your psychic abilities, your deep sensitivity. So you may be very well able to download these things now. You may be having access within yourself to new areas of wisdom, knowledge, healing, all of those things, and you can transmit it better than ever when you've got the Sun card with you. But it's that presence that you bring with you. It's a very good omen to have this card in your reading. Okay, so we've got the 9th house coming in for you. You've also got Chiron healing, and then you've also got Vesta, the home card. So Vesta home, your household situation is improving either through a move or a healthy change in the occupants. So it seems to me like there may be some, it could be long distance or international travel coming in. Perhaps you are relocating, and that is why you're relocating your home. So this is a change of household. So you're relocating long distance or internationally, and it's going to be much better for you. This is a very important move, and it's going to be much better for you in the long run. It's going to help you in some way. It's going to improve your situation. So it's all about that. And when you get, if this is the case for you, and when you get to this situation, make sure that the new home that you set up is a reflection of this beautiful sunny quality, a beautiful home or a beautiful place for children. It must reflect your personality, your love, your creativity, your the warmth of your home. Make your home your castle. So really do what you can to improve the home so that it's a welcoming place. Change the furnishings maybe. If you're going to a colder place, and bring in lots of candles, lots of plump cushions. Make it a warm and loving place, somewhere like something that is a wonderful retreat for you, but just a place where whoever's in your home wants to be there. So work on that at this time. So that could very well be coming in for you as well. But this card is also about, this is also the house of the law and all legal issues. It's also the higher courts. So some of you may be going through a legal situation, and it's going to involve a change of home. So just see how that resonates for you as well. You could be going through some sort of shift where you are changing your situation, and so somebody is going, or somebody is coming in, or you are going onto your own place, something like that. But it's going to be very positive change for you. It's going to be the right thing for you to do, and this is going to enhance you in some way. But as I said, make that home a beautiful place, whether you're on your own or with another person, or somebody's coming or somebody's going, whatever the situation, make it a beautiful place for you to be, somewhere that you long to be, and it's your castle, it's your retreat, it's where you go to enjoy your time alone, and you feel safe and secure there. So work on that situation. Because you've got Chiron healing coming in here, this is about addressing repetitive cycles. So you may have been through situations where you've been through various upheavals of your home situation, or to do with long distance travel, or you've been relocating a lot, or something like that. And it's about putting down roots and actually settling. Or it could be through, maybe you've been in more than one home situation, and you're now changing things again, and it's a repetitive cycle that you're going through. So this is about addressing those wounds, about addressing those repetitive cycles. This goes back to some issue that or something that occurred way back. So we will get to that. The ninth house is also about using your intuition, your intuitive abilities. It's also about the meaning, the finding of meaning and wisdom, and faith. So this house also covers belief systems, philosophy, religion, everything to do with that comes in, but also further education and study. So you may want to use your home situation in order to do the studying. Perhaps you're using that now, perhaps you're studying from home. You know, all of these aspects could be coming in for you. It's also the relationship to in-laws. This can also come in here. So see how that plays out for you. Try and apply that to your situation if that is the case. But it's very much about the seeking of truth, and finding your wisdom, finding your faith, your intuition, and also exploration of the mind, or exploration physically. So you may want to go on a trip. You may be wanting to go and explore and do other things, and you may be wanting to do it over a long period of time. So maybe you will be taking your home with you. In other words, you will be away for some period of time. And this can be a self-exploration. This can be about finding yourself, your inner self. Or you may be going with your family on a little bit of a trip, an extended trip, which is going to be very good for all of you. So just see how this resonates for you. Now, getting back to Chiron. Chiron is about it's called the wounded healer. So this is about healing some old wounding, or old physical wound. Even it can be an injury, or some repetitive cycle in your life to do with the ninth house. Everything that I've mentioned in the ninth house and the home aspect is coming in, or somebody coming or somebody going. So it's like movement going on there. But it's what you need to do with this card is you need to actually look at the situation around the original wounding. So this can be something that keeps coming up. It can change circumstances, or the environment may change, or the people may change, but the situation or the feeling you get every time this happens is the same. It's that it reactivates that wound. It opens that wound up again. But just remember that a wounding is necessary, because when you open it up, the light can get in and the healing can get in. So you have to open it up, as painful as it may be. You have to open it up to have a look at that, acknowledge that the wounding is part of you, and that the situation around that has shaped you as a person. So you have to acknowledge that that has formed part of your life. It is something that you're contracted to do. The people around it were contracted with you. This is something that you agreed to, and it's part of your learning experience in this life. So when you open the wound, you acknowledge that there is a wound. Okay, first of all, you have to do that. You have to acknowledge that there is a wound, and that this has shaped you. This has shaped your life. This has shaped who you are and how you are. And once you do that, then you can forgive the situation. Now, this is not necessarily forgiving somebody else's wounding of you. What it is it's forgiving yourself and the situation which arose out of that, so that you can free yourself from that. You release yourself from being stuck there. Because when you're stuck there, it keeps repeating over and over and over again until you deal with it. So the only way to deal with it is to acknowledge that it exists, acknowledge that it's formed part of your life, come to peace with it, and then let it go. Once you let it go, then it won't repeat. but you have to look at it. You have to actually open that wound up. It could also be a physical wounding, but whatever the situation, you have to look at the original wounding. You have to look at the situation, what was going on around you at that time, and deal with the emotions attached to that. Because if it's a physical wounding, it may be an injury, but it's not necessarily that which is the problem. The physical wound may give you trouble again, but it was the emotions and what was going on in your life at that time which is requiring healing. Chiron can also be about transmitting that healing to others, which is what I've already said. So whatever you've been through in this situation, whatever you've been through, you can help others with their healing. So think about that. It's also about being in nature. Spend time in nature. So if you're going to be traveling or going on an adventure or an exploration, whether it's with you yourself or with you and another or your family or whatever it is that you're going to be doing, some sort of exploration, some sort of adventure, whatever you're doing, nature should be part of it, because you're going to learn a tremendous amount. Everything to do with nature is hugely important at this time. So what wisdom you can gain from that, just being in nature, is going to be hugely beneficial, especially with the Chiron card, because Chiron rules all natural remedies, natural therapies, natural healing, also medicinal. But the two go hand in hand. So it's integrative medicine, or medicine from the earth. Everything to do with that, natural therapies, natural healing, natural remedies, chiropractic, homeopathy, naturopathy, whatever it may be. This is about exploring that for yourself. You may have to travel to learn about this, or you may have to go back to school to learn about it. And when I say school, this is higher education or adult education or university. But you're going to apply this in some way to heal yourself, your family, and then it transmits outwards. But it's about learning that. If you're taking exams or you're going to be studying, it's showing that you're going to be successful with that. But all natural things come in with this. It could also be that you may have a little bit of a mishap, like an accident, if you're traveling or you're out and about somewhere, and you may just have some sort of issue where you need to visit a facility of some sort, but you're going to learn something from that experience. All of this comes in with Chiron. It's a very powerful card, but it's all about inner wounding. And as I said, inner child is coming up strongly, so possibly something, you're carrying things from the past which now need to be released. Obviously, this is going to affect your relationships. So the 7th house, that's what it's about. This is your love partnership or your business partnership, or both, depending on what your situation is. But everything to do with your close, personal, one-on-one relationships. So this can also be, if you're not in a love relationship and you're not in a business partnership, then this can be another close, personal, one-on-one relationship that you have. So with the moon card coming in, emotions are high. It's ruled by the moon, so you're going to be going through cycles. Watch your moods and your habits. That's going to be very important, especially if the home card is coming up, and especially if you're going through some transition here, whether it's long distance or you're shifting houses or whatever it is that's going on. You're going to be, and also when you go with the Chiron healing, you're going to be releasing a lot of emotions as well. So just be careful that you don't blitz other people around you with this releasing of this emotion. With the moon card, as I said, it's about your habits and it's about your emotional life and your moods. So think about that. But it's also about your deep emotional side. This is where you go to retreat, where you go to feel comfortable, where you go to feel happy. So whatever it is that makes you happy, make sure that you do that in your relationship, whether it's with your partner or you go to do it yourself, in order to bring you balance and to bring you emotional security and emotional release or relief or happiness or balance, whatever it is. And it's looking like Mother Nature, so Mother Earth, you are called upon to help with environmentalism. So this is coming in. So grounding yourself, because the moon rules your emotions, and it's fullness of emotion coming in. Make sure that you're grounded. So do earthy things, gardening, recycling, go after environmental pursuits which you enjoy, whatever that may be, whether it's helping environmental organizations, or whether it is recycling, or doing whatever it is, perhaps moving to more natural products in your home. Whatever it is that you resonate with from an environmental point of view, do it, because it's going to enrich you. And this is what you want to do with the moon. You want to enrich yourself. You want to make yourself feel secure. You could also be thinking about the past and to do with a relationship. So now this is important because you don't want to live there. You can look back in the rearview mirror, but there's a reason why the rearview mirror is small. All right, you want to be looking forward to the windscreen, which is big. So your rear view should be small because you cannot live there. You can only bring a bit of wisdom and a bit of hindsight and some understanding, but you cannot live there. You must move forward. So this is about looking at all of that. So the nostalgia, the sentimentality, looking back at all of that. There could be some things which are hidden as well. You may be needing to just assess a few things as well, because you've got the 12th house. You could be fooling yourself a little bit, or you could be drawing a veil over something, or someone else in the relationship or around you is drawing a veil over things, or it just could be that things are not clear at the moment. So just be careful that you keep yourself grounded. Be clear, and if you need to retreat, then retreat. If you need to go off and do a few things on your own just to rebalance yourself, then that's what you should do, because ultimately, as you are feeling good, then your relationships are going to feel good as well. This could also symbolize past lives as well, so let's just see about that. But with Mau, as I said, Mother Earth, so environmentalism is coming in for you in some way, shape or form. So have a think and see what it is in your life that resonates for you from an environmentalism point of view. Now this could be anything, but whatever you can give back to the earth, whatever you can contribute, your time, your energy, your resources, whatever it is that you can do, then it will come back to you hundredfold, because the earth is a sentient being. She loves any healing, any help, any assistance that you can give, any nurturing that you can give. Whatever you can contribute, then do it. And it's going to help you. It's going to help your emotional life, and it may very well bring a whole new chapter to your relationships, which you perhaps have not accessed prior to this. Clean up your environment, get rid of the toxic chemicals in your home, move to a more natural environment or natural products. And because, as I said, there may be some relocation coming in here for you, so think about that. Clean up your environment, clean up your home, detoxify, and then focus your energy on other things, especially if you're going through a bit of a painful period or some unhappy period. Focus your energy into a good project, something that's close to your heart, something that you can get stuck into, and focus your energy there, and that will help to release you from the other woundings and the other pains, just to give yourself a break. Okay, but it's also about grounding. Ground yourself, meditate, garden, walk on the earth, spend time by the ocean, whatever it is that you need to do to ground yourself, because your emotions will be high. Then we've got 12th house. As I said, a lot of emotional stuff going on at the moment. 12th house is everything in the unconscious, so everything that is behind the scenes, under the surface. So this can be your programming, your complexities, your motivations, your drives, things that you've kind of come in this lifetime with, because it's about karmic inheritance, it's about karmic lessons. These could be things that you've learned from your parents or from your ancestral line, whatever is coming in for you. This is about whatever is going on under the surface. It can also be the rising up of your psychic abilities, downloads coming in, perhaps you're opening certain things up, some sort of shift going on, and that is basically going to change your perception. It's going to change your attitude. It's going to change how you are approaching your life at this time. 12th house can also be about going on retreats and withdrawals, and that certainly seems to be the case, because you've got quiet time here. You've got the moon, which is all about emotional stuff. You've got the Chiron, which can be about very deep inner healing. So certainly it seems to me that you need to spend time, and I feel you need to spend time in nature, because you've got Chiron and because you've got Mother Earth here. You need to get right away. And if you need to take an extended trip, then do so. But this is about getting back to yourself, about connecting with nature, going on regular walks or whatever it is that you do. And in your relationship, it's going to help your relationship as well. So if you've got a partner that can do that with you, or is happy to do that, go on walks, enjoy your time in nature. It's going to be wonderful. And while you are doing that, you're going to be exercising certain things in your 12th house to release and let that be known. But it's about, quietness, withdrawal, retreat, spending time in solitude. And you can still do that with your partner. You can go on just a couple's walk or whatever it is, time together, time in meditation, your spiritual life, your healing comes up with the 12th house, mysticism, all of those, whatever you can do to improve your situation. And with Chiron, all the natural therapies come in, as I said. And you could be accessing deep healing at this time for yourself, but also for others, because the 12th house covers service to others. So you may be doing a great service to others, whether it's children or to your environment or both, to your relationship, to yourself. All of these things can happen at once, or you can be working through it consistently, but you're going to be doing yourself and others a great service by channeling that healing, by channeling that wisdom, or that what you've learned through your karma, what you've learned, what you've figured out, and so on. And channeling that. You could also be very good at helping people with addiction issues. That may be coming out, or you may be going through something like that yourself, where you need to pull back from something, and you may need to just spend time on your own in order to get that under control, or to seek help through natural therapies or something. Find the right people, try different things. You don't have to stick to one thing. Try different things until you find a routine which suits you, or a set of people who can assist you at this time. So you may be receiving healing, or you may be giving it, or you may be doing services to others, for others. So this can also be visiting institutions of various types. This can be government, this can be libraries, this can be universities, so you could be learning, as I said, or you could be, it could even be a hospital. As I said, you may have to visit an institution of some kind, and it's your experiences there. So we've got some kind of important shift going on here, lunar eclipse change coming in. So this, because it's the 12th house, as I said, it could encompass some kind of physical shift, whereas you visit an institute like a hospital or something like that, or some kind of shift, or some kind of change. If you're traveling internationally, you may have to go to a government institution for something, whether it's a visa or some kind of change, but there's some kind of massive change coming in. So whether this is a deep realization within yourself, or it's a physical change where you're literally going from one place to another, or one job to another, or one relationship to another, or whatever is occurring, but some sort of shift. But it can also be purely internal, and because of the 12th house, it could cover that as well. So this could be a purely internal shift where you are literally seeing something very differently than how you've seen it before. It could be a complete attitude change, or a complete change in direction, or some chapter of your life ends and a new one begins, or it could just be something that you were aware of. It was in the background, it was there, it was on the back burner, but you didn't quite have all the pieces fitting together, or you just didn't have the energy to tackle it, but now it's coming up. So this is like a bubbling over, something that was simmering away in the background now bubbles over, but it will be unexpected, it will be an upheaval, and if you've been in any kind of rut, this will get you out of it. It will push you out of your comfort zone. Again, it's lunar, so it's cycles of the moon. There will be shifts and waves going on. It could wrap up within 6 weeks, or it could unfold within a 6-month period. So this could, it really could be quite a sea change for you, but it's your attitude towards it. If you know it needs to be dealt with, then deal with it, and that will make the transition that much better. Your attitude, your approach to the change, your willingness to make the change is going to be hugely important, because when you do that, when you're willing, and when you acknowledge that you have to go through this change, or you acknowledge that certain things need to be sorted out, or you need to just relax or be at peace, or spend time in nature, or whatever it is that's appropriate for you, then your willingness to do it is going to determine the outcome and the transitionary period. If you resist, if you fight it, if you turn away, then the change will be, it will be uncomfortable for you. But some sort of shift, but it's inevitable, this change. It's an inevitable and necessary change, and it's to move you to a better place, or to move you into a better situation. So once you accept that, then things will be much better for you. But certainly some kind of abrupt shift will occur here. And it's saying to you here, seek quiet time, take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. So as I said, this has come up again and again, to acknowledge certain things, even if it's just to take a break. If you're exhausted from various things that have been going on in your life and you're just exhausted, then retreat. Just withdraw, spend time at home or take a trip or do whatever it is you need to do. Get your partner and say, come on, let's go. Let's go and spend time in nature. Let's take a holiday. Let's take a vacation. Let's go into wherever it is that's natural for you. Just escape. Or it could be just, as I said, on your own or with your nearest and dearest. But take time out to contemplate, to just rest and just be. And contemplate, meditate. Because that is the 12th house, and with the lunar shifts and the moon soul and the Chiron healing, all of that is necessary, and you can actually get a tremendous amount of healing just from doing this alone. So retreat, withdraw, spend time in nature, and you will recover and you will move forward and you will find yourself in a better position. But you've got to do the work. You've actually got to do the inner work yourself. I've got a destiny cards here, so let's just pull one for you. Simplicity. Okay, so as I said, I feel that this is all to do with the shifting and changing that's going on, whether you're relocating or you're simply changing your home, or you're just rearranging things, or you're just making your life simpler. And with the 12th house, you could be letting go of a whole lot of things. Getting back to nature is all about simplicity, which is going to be hugely important for you. So keep it simple. Get back to nature, get back to a simple lifestyle, clear out a whole lot of things you don't need anymore. Just release, and keep things simple and stress-free, and you will be able to navigate pretty much anything. And things will improve. You've got the Sun card here, so things are going to improve, and your time will come. Definitely it will come. Okay, Libra, I hope you enjoyed that. Please take care, and I will see you next time.